Hey guys, this is Alan Smith, meteorologist with AdventureForecast.com. I'm here to give you a weather forecast for outdoor recreation in the Southwest U.S. and Southern Rockies. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, and as you're about to see, the weather upcoming is not going to be very summer-like despite what the calendar says. Let's start out by taking a look at the current satellite imagery. This is the Goes West water vapor satellite. As we see up in British Columbia, pushing into the northwest U.S., we have a trough of low pressure deepening with the leading edge of this trough getting into Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. And this is going to push into the Rockies over the next several days, and it's going to be an unusually cold system for this time of year. So let's look at today, starting out on Wednesday. This is going to be the mild weather day ahead of this system, and we're going to see some isolated thunderstorms across the southern Sierra Nevadas in California and across the higher elevation of the Colorado Rockies getting into northern New Mexico, but mainly along some of the higher peaks, Continental Divide regions. And in general, we're expecting much less thunderstorm activity across these areas than we've seen recently, and temperatures are going to be closer to average too. They've been cooler than average recently, so pretty nice day overall. Utah looks almost totally dry, so should be good there. Let's take a look at the pattern moving forward though. So on Thursday, we see this trough of low pressure deepening into the northern and central Rockies. This is a very cold trough of low pressure for this late in the season. This is more something you would typically see in the springtime, not in late June. So as this moves into the central Rockies, we're going to see the leading edge of the jet stream dipping into northern Utah, northwest Colorado. That's going to be impacting the weather around these regions. We're also going to be seeing a cold front moving through this whole area, stretching from the Lake Tahoe area of California into Utah and northwest Colorado, bringing cooler temperatures late Thursday and then into Friday. As far as precipitation goes, it's largely going to be concentrated along the favored region of the jet stream on Thursday. So we'll see shower and thunderstorm chances increasing across mainly central Utah on Thursday from the Tushar Mountains eastward into Moab, the La Salle Mountains, up into the Uinta Mountains as well. Farther north up into the Wasatch actually looks a bit drier as they'll be as the main area of lift looks to be farther south. But then as we get into northwest Colorado, we're seeing more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity Thursday afternoon, getting into the flat tops, the Park Range around Steamboat especially, and into the northern Front Range as well, with pretty good thunderstorm chances along and north of I-70 across all of Colorado. Thursday night, we're going to see periods of rain ongoing across this region as well into the Park Range, Northern Front Range, and some of the higher peaks may see some snow Thursday night as well, since cooler air will be moving into the region. As we get into Friday, we see the trough of low pressure continuing to take hold across the Rockies. We see the main area of moisture Friday shifting into Colorado, or staying in Colorado, I guess I should say, since Thursday looks pretty wet as well. Utah looks a bit drier on Thursday, as does California, northern Arizona. It does look windy across this whole areas, and I should have mentioned on my previous slide, Thursday looks to be windy region-wide, especially across California, Utah, whereas Friday the strongest winds will shift into northern Arizona, northern New Mexico, San Juan Mountains, and Colorado as well. Whereas during the day Friday, we're going to continue to see periods of showers and thunderstorms across the northern half of Colorado, mainly from the I-70 corridor northward, with the heaviest precipitation along the northern Front Range once again, and some pretty decent precip across the Park Range, Flat Tops, Steamboat Springs area, northern Colorado. Showers, thunderstorms, and Friday night, we're going to see snow levels drop to as low as 10,000 feet over the highest peaks, and we could see some respectable snowfall amounts in these areas. So something to keep in mind if you have camping plans Friday night, which it looks like a pretty wet and uncomfortable night for camping in general. But just be prepared if you're heading up high and don't get caught by surprise with the outlook of snow in the forecast, possibly heavy up high. Saturday is going to be more of the same. We see this trough of low pressure firmly entrenched across the Rockies. We do see another little piece of energy moving across the area that's going to keep precipitation chances ongoing across Utah and Colorado. Better chance of moisture in Utah on Saturday compared to Friday with this second piece of energy moving in. So we'll see shower thunderstorm chances from the Wasatch southward into Canyon Country, Zion, Bryce Canyon, Escalante over into Moab. But the heaviest and most widespread precipitation still looks to be in Colorado on Saturday, where we see more of a statewide event Saturday. We're going to see areas farther south, like the San Juan Mountains, that were dry on Friday, picking up more rainfall on Saturday. Even so, it still looks like central northern Colorado is going to be the most favored for widespread precipitation. The Front Range being the most favored once again. We'll have some good upslope flow going Saturday. So still expecting more snow above 10,000 feet Saturday, and into Saturday night could even drop as low as 9,000 feet, which is pretty unusual for this late in the year. But I suspect with this kind of moisture we're seeing, we could see some heavy snowfall at the higher elevations along the Front Range. Places like Rocky Mountain National Park, Indian Peaks Wilderness, Mount Evans. So could see a legit late season snow event. I believe Arapahoe Basin's still open for skiing too, so who knows? Maybe you'll even get some fresh late season snow up at the basin this weekend. Might not be a bad idea since it doesn't look pleasant for other outdoor activities across Colorado. Farther west, California, Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe still looks good on Saturday. It looks dry and also cooler than average, which not a bad change after last week's well above normal temperatures, even though that was more of a coastal event where we were having record heat. Northern Arizona looks good on Saturday too. Grand Canyon, Sedona, we're going to be cooler than average in these areas, which in the summertime is never a bad thing. So should be a great day to get outdoors in these areas in northern Arizona. Northern New Mexico looks a bit drier as well. So really it's going to be the Colorado Rockies that are going to be the not so nice spot this weekend. And we'll see on Sunday the trough of low pressure will finally start to move off to the east and weaken as it does so. But some model disagreement between the European and the GFS as to how quickly the system exits. And looks like we're still going to see some lingering cool and wet weather across Colorado on Sunday, especially along the Front Range and eastern slopes of the Front Range. So Sunday doesn't look as widespread wet and in some cases snowy as on Saturday, but it does look like we're still going to be in a cool, cloudy, unsettled period. Maybe by late in the day, we'll start to see some clearing across western, southwestern Colorado. But overall, looks like a pretty wet and raw weekend across the Colorado high country with the above normal moisture and below normal temperatures. But Utah does look a lot better on Sunday. It looks like precipitation should be well east of the area by then. So weekend warriors in Utah will have a good day to get outdoors, and will continue to enjoy some cooler than average summer temperatures as well. Same is true farther west in California and Arizona, Nevada, most of New Mexico as well. As we get into next week, the pattern does start to change. We'll get into a warmer and drier pattern across most areas. We'll start to see high pressure building into the Four Corners region and the Southern Plains, and another deep trough of low pressure deepening off just along the west coast. So this is going to create a southwesterly flow that should gradually warm up temperatures across Utah, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico. Monday, Tuesday, we're probably still going to be seeing near to below average temperatures in this region. But by the middle of next week, we should see temperatures more seasonal values across the Sierra Nevada and California. We're going to continue to see below average temperatures into much of next week with this trough of low pressure hanging along the west coast. All areas, though, it does look like we're going to be a lot drier next week, which I'm sure is going to be a welcome change for many areas. This pattern, not seeing much in the way of precipitation, it should all, just with the placement of the trough, it should all be displaced north into Idaho, Montana, with a much drier regime farther south. And of course, it's still early enough in the season, especially as cool as it's been. The monsoon is far from getting going. So this will be a nice time to get outdoors next week across the region. And hopefully that will continue into next weekend as well. But that's still 10 days away. So a little too early to talk about that. But that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching and hope you have a good weekend and good next week.